To learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln, it's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
What is Casasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union? It's more. More earning, more freedom, more rewards. With Casasa Cash, you earn up to 5.5% APY, and your rewards begin instantly from a penny up to $40,000, all without monthly service fees. Plus, Casasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union gives you more ATMs nationwide. When you want more, you want Casasa Cash. Visit libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Account qualifications apply.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627. It's time to close out the 2023 high school football regular season right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and the Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman this Thursday and Friday for a doubleheader in the final week of the regular season. First up on Thursday, it's a matchup of 2, 3, and 5 overall teams as they fight for the final playoff spot. Miller North travels to Lincoln to face off against the Silverhawks of Lincoln Southwest. And then on Friday, it's a top 10 clash between Gretna and the Lincoln East Spartans. All that and more coming your way this Thursday and Friday for high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Beautiful Monday outside. About 65 degrees, sunny, no breeze. You know, it's a lot different than Saturday. You know, before we get into what I call the salutations, big up to my man, Austin. Welcome to the club. Look like you're well rested, my brother.
Wife she's a champ.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I can to pitch in and help out. Don't always know what that is or what it looks like.
Just use the force.
That's all I got to do.
Yeah, just use the force.
Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the heck
just
out of it.
Just figure it out, man. There's no right way.
We're figuring it out.
Yeah, there's no right. Listen, everybody got a way of doing things. Just figure it out. As long as they're kicking, you know, as long as they're crying and stuff, you're good.
Okay,
you
that's the freakiest thing. Like when he's not moving or crying, like I feel like I have to stare at him. Like, you good? You good, little homie?
You got pinch.
You good?
Yeah, you know, knock him upside the head. Say, hey, man, toughen up, dude. You know what I'm saying? But congrats to you, man. Good to see you again. We've been thinking about you and stuff, and so happy for you, dude. But good to have you here on Old School. Have you back on the ones and twos. Harrison stepped in, did it, admirably. You know what I'm saying? But always good to have part of the crew back with us. Jay Foreman, Old School, brought to you by the Mercado. Certified Piedmontese Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, located at 84th and Havelock, 30th in Yankee Hill. Every type of meat and every type of cut. Go in there and ask them what's up. We got a little Big Ten wraparound. It's starting to become money time, as I like to call it. We'll have a Nebraska kind of wraparound, kind of like what we what the thoughts are coming out of the bye week. I know Matt Rule spoke today, so we'll dive into a little bit of that. And then we got NFL stuff going on. I think the big thing was the Cleveland Browns were definitely the dog pound yesterday. Won with a Matt Rule disciple, PJ Walker, stepped in and made his way, made some money yesterday. But also that defense of the Browns is nothing to be trifled with. Cincinnati had a good victory, and my Texans are surprising us as well. Want to ask you a little bit about the Colts, and obviously they face Jacksonville, and we'll talk about the Panthers, because I think the Panthers and Houston are kind of always going to be tied, right? Bryce Young and CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
And if you go back and kind of look at some of the videos and Frank Wright, what he's saying without saying it, and then also now Frank Wright has turned over the play calling to an offensive coordinator. I think Frank, I know. Well, let me start this. Frank Wright is an excellent coach. He's even a better human. That situation with the owner, Tepper, wanting to be involved is weird to me, because he was a minority owner with Pittsburgh Steelers. So you figure that he would learn from that, but he hasn't. It's like, oh, that's the way they've done it in Pittsburgh, and they've been really successful. I'm going to do it my way. I think it's going to be something that it's going to be continuous until he steps really, really out of it.
I feel bad for Reich because he just got out of that in Indianapolis.
Right.
At the end of Reich's tenure, it was Jim Irsay completely running that team, more so than Ballard. Even the quarterback decision wasn't Irsay thing. It wasn't a Reich call.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to do it. And look, there's the guy that writes your checks. They ultimately can do it. It's no different than a business owner who wants to step in and do something. And whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, the way they see it is the way it's going to be. In the NFL, it never really works that way. Jerry Jones, I think, I wouldn't say ruined their franchise, but ruined one of the greatest runs possibly in history of owner/GM head coach with Jimmy Johnson ever. And it sent Dallas in a tailspin. He did it with one of the greatest coaches of all time, and Bill Parcells, so much that he said, I'm out. He did it with Wade Phillips. He said, I'm out.
Tom Landry.
Well, he started out with Tom Landry, and that was a huge deal, earth-shattering, I think, because Tom Landry was still a good coach, and you sent him off to the pasture kind of
a little early.
Yeah, a little early. Not a lot of couth there either. But you had Jimmy Johnson, their college teammates now.
Right.
And he had success in Miami, so I could see why. It could have been handled better, but sometimes you got to make bold decisions. And no, Jerry Jones has done some great things for Dallas, phenomenal things, and for the league. And NFL Network and all that stuff, Jerry Jones has his name, fingerprints all over it. But sometimes these owners get involved in things they don't need to, get involved in. And one of the best teams right now, say the 49ers, they had it before with the Yorks and stuff like that. Kind of ran off Jim Harbaugh, right? Only experience I ever had it where it was affecting on the field play, and I would never forget this. And you get drafted. First of all, I'm coming from a winning culture here in Nebraska. That's all I knew, right? I won in high school, won in middle school, won in college, and at a huge level. So I'm expecting, this is what I always tell people: when you get to the pros, you get disappointed because once the light goes on, there's only about 6 to 8 organizations that are actually trying to win throughout the whole league.
Out of 32.
32.
Woof.
And sometimes you don't realize it while you're there, but you realize it when you go somewhere else. So I go to Buffalo, make the playoffs a couple years. In the third year I'm there, we had was it my second year? I think that we had the Music City Miracle, I think. And then I think we made the playoffs one more time. or we were struggling, and that was because the expectations got ramped up. We got a little stale. Joe Pendry was our offensive coordinator. We had Flutie, and we were struggling to whether we wanted to be a power running game or just ride a Flutie. But we had Rob Johnson on the bench making $5 or $6 million. At that time, that's huge money, right? He got it. He played really good on a Thursday night game. Buffalo traded for him like the next day and paid him 5 years, $25 million. Could not beat out Doug Flutie. And I'll never forget that John Butler, who was the GM, and he was great because he would come down and Ralph would never come around. He'd come in after the game, say good game. And the funny thing about Ralph, he was a little older. My first year, he would just look at me. And I'm like, it's like awkward party at like 3. Like, hey, Ralph, how you doing? I call him Mr. Wilson. He just look at me, bounce. You know, like,
Oh my gosh.
like he ain't gonna tell me good game, like bounce. But then he would leave me and go talk to Thurman, or he would talk to Bruce. Look at the first time he ever saw me, he looked at me in the eyes, looked up to see who I was, looked at me again, went to Thurman. Right? So I'm like, I was like, how you doing, Mr. Wilson? You know what I mean? Now, mind you, I'm like in my jockstrap cutoff shirt. You talk to him any way you can. All right, well, then I just go back so I'm staring at my locker, like embarrassed, right? Thurman's talking to him. They're talking to me. I mean, Thurman's talking about his kids. You know, Thurman used to go over there, you know, hang out with him. So then, like, I finally got on the field, and I'll never forget, we played the Miami Dolphins, and I had a couple of special teams tackles, got a couple, scrub tackles. But
They count the same.
Right. But I caused the fumble on a kickoff and it went out of bounds. But people went crazy or whatever. Everybody hated the Dolphins. So then finally he looked at me. Now, mind you, this is like going on for 6 weeks. Right?
Okay.
So it's 12th week of the season. The first 6 weeks I didn't play. So I would kind of just be hanging out, get out of the way. For 6 weeks I'm playing now. Looks at me. Same thing, up and down, looks up, good game, bounce, right? But then I started to really do something. So then by the end of the season, he's like, good game, Jay,
Hey,
like,
first name
okay,
basis.
right. Went into off season with a little confidence. Well, we had the Music City Miracle. John Butler was our GM, who was great. And the thing about John Butler, he would always come down. He would ask me about Nebraska players. He would ask about players I played against that were younger. He was great. He would come down and have lunch. He'd sit down. So, as a young player in the league, you're kind of like nervous anytime those guys come around. He'd sit down and just talk to you, ask about your family and all this other stuff. And, he told me why they drafted me and all types of stuff. So it was, we had a pretty decent relationship. And plus they liked Mike Brown. He really wanted to, kept asking me about Mike Brown. I was like, yeah, he's going to draft him. He went a lot earlier to Chicago. And so we were struggling a little bit. And it was when we played Indianapolis on a Sunday night. And Wade ran his mouth. And it was like, we had to win 3 games. This is, coaches, just don't always say that we can make the playoffs when you're mathematically in it. Wade was like, we got to win 3 games in a row. And Indy needs to lose 3. Well, Indy already wrapped up the AFC East like 5 weeks before, right? So we're trying to get in there. And we got one of the top defense. Wade's like, oh, Indy's not. Indy just stopped playing their starters, right? They lose 3 in a row. We win 2. Well, we lost the first game, and Wade had said that, and then ESPN killed him, right? So I'll never forget. We're having a practice, and it was kind of like so what we used to do late in the season, we'd wear full pads or half pads, mostly half pads for 9-on-7 and blitz drill, and we take them off, and then so. His office was up there. So he comes walking, Ralph Wilson's literally walking through kickers and everything. We're in like 7-on-7. My man walks right through there, calls a team meeting. He's like, I just want to let you know, before it gets out before you guys get done with practice. Now, mind you, there's 15 minutes left for practice.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Before you guys go in the locker room, I fired John Butler today.
Oh.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, damn, right? So then the safety, who was kind of like my mentor, his name is Henry Jones. I just call him Big Bang Hank, right? He was like, this stuff around here ain't gonna never be the same. I'm just like, why? Bro, we just made the playoffs twice. yeah, so what if we don't make it next year? We'll just run it back and we'll be good. I'm just thinking, he's like, oh no. He's like, once John Butler's gone, he's like, next thing you know, Wade's gone. And then next thing you know, all of us are going to be gone. And I had no idea about the business aspect. But that was the only time that an owner really stepped in and affected the team throughout my whole NFL career.
And Henry was right.
And he was. Tom Donahoe came in. I think it's Donahoe came in from Pittsburgh, kind of. He was kind of up there at Pittsburgh, and he came in. He came in. Next thing you know, Bruce and Thurman went up there, wanted to get up out of there, and then Greg Williams came in as a head coach, and first year, and it was a total different deal. Buffalo was in shambles ever since then, and didn't make playoffs for like 15 years.
Right.
Until, oddly enough, what we were talking about is Tyrod Taylor broke the streak. But an owner dipping in and kind of doing things emotionally, and the reason why he fired John Butler is because John Butler wouldn't fire Wade, and Wade wouldn't fire Bruce DeHaven because of it was the after effects of the Music City Miracle. Who it's always it's like it should be like a 30 for 30 on who called that squib kick. I know I would never say it publicly. I was sitting right there, and I'm like, yeah, we need to probably kick that deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it rolled over in the next year, and then to the following year, and then it was a downward spiral ever since. And Buffalo is always, when I was in Buffalo, it was first class. Everything that we did was first class. But it blew up the whole thing. I mean, you got to think Thurman Thomas signed with the Dolphins. Bruce went to
He signed with the Dolphins. That tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, exactly. And then he went, and he was so mad that he was picking with fights with guys in the media when we play him. Oh boy! Just to kind of get that edge, to kind of get over not playing in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Everybody went. Andre Reed went to the Redskins, and I think same with Bruce. I mean, everybody was gone. But then John Butler ended up in San Diego, brought a lot of guys out there, made the trade, sending Eli to New York, and then he brought in all those guys. Unfortunately, he passed due to cancer, but that's how one decision, one action by an owner can affect a storied franchise. You got to think Buffalo was one of the major teams in the AFL, AFC before they became, partners with the NFL.
Yeah.
So they are a blue blood type of franchise, and they will never leave Buffalo, hopefully. So that it affected not only the franchise, it affected everybody's career. It affected the city of Buffalo.
Affected the entire NFL.
Right. Because, Chris Berman, nobody circles the wagons like Buffalo. And, guys left. I mean, I left after 4 years, or was traded after 4 years. Where, Tom Donahoe, anybody that was a part of the prior team's drafts, or no matter who you were, none of us signed back. Not one player. Because
that's astounding.
Yeah, you got to think about it. Well, Eric Mold stayed. Now, granted, should be a Hall of Famer. But besides that, nobody stayed. Wow. I mean, nobody. When you think of, they got rid of Phil Hansen too early. Marcellus Wiley left. Ted Washington went to New England. Pat Williams went to Minnesota. Sean Price went to San Diego. I could just go on. Antoine Winfield left. Karen Irvin left. Big Bang Hagen left. Keon Carpenter, rest in peace, went to Atlanta. I went to Houston. Keith Newman went to Atlanta and then the Dolphins. I mean, all of us were gone. Sam Cowart went to the New York Jets. John Hollisteck went to San Diego. I mean, we were number 1 defense, number 3, number 6, number 8, my first 4 years.
Woo. And everyone gone.
Obliterated.
Yeah.
Doug Flutie was in San Diego. He was gone. Antoine Smith, New England, won a Super Bowl. All our line was gone.
We might not have time to talk about this. Maybe it's a different segment. Maybe you talked about it last week. Are the Patriots at that crossroads?
Real quick. You know what? Let's take a break because it's 4:30. We're going to be good. Let's take a break, come back, and we'll dive into that NFL stuff. What do you do as a GM when you have an iconic coach who's built that? Do you give him 1 more or 2 years? Because it's not just about him. It's the Don Shula record. You got to respect that. And is the juice worth the squeeze? So Robert Kraft is in a pickle. So Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, welcome back. Old School. We will be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Is this you? You feel the same way every day, and it's not good. You may think there's a magic pill that can fix you. There isn't. Limitless Male has found that the majority of men who admit they feel bad are suffering with low testosterone, which can cause these symptoms: low energy, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, low libido. Sound familiar? Get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. Your first consult is free. Insurance accepted.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through October 17th are pre-packaged brisket for just $4.99 per pound. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, stop by the grand opening of the 30th and Yankee Hill location on October 14th and 15th and spend $100 in-store and receive a free cooler of Certified Piedmontese beef. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the Bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
It's fishing season. Bad actors are trolling your business emails, luring you and your employees to take the bait and steal your private information. Make sure your cybersecurity keeps your business from being the catch of the day. At Hamilton, cybersecurity is our business. We are experts at keeping your network and business information secure and off the hook. Contact Hamilton for a vulnerability assessment today. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness specialize in getting rid of people's pain quickly and permanently. For 31 years, they've been extremely successful with advanced techniques in pain relief using spinal adjustments and decompression, detoxification, diet and lifestyle modification, and more. They are fully equipped to handle the most seasonal athlete, weekend warrior, car accidents, strains, sprains, and more. Is there anywhere you're experiencing pain on your body, or are you fighting decreased energy and depression? Consult Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness first at 402-476-8619.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Look, Nebraska controls its own destiny. There's no team on Nebraska's remaining schedule that they can't beat.
I mean, it's 50-50.
I'll take 50-50 from what we was talking about at the beginning of the season.
Well, you know, like I said, don't sleep on Northwestern. I'm telling you that now because they won last year. They was a 1-11 team. They're 3-3 this year. I think this game right here is one of the most even games that we're going to see two teams play.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Fall for savings at Bonsall Pool and Spa. Beginning October 13th, customers can take advantage of great cash and financing options on hot spring spas. Get up to $1,000 off a new High Life Collection spa or $500 off a new Limelight Collection spa when you pay in full, or get 0% APR for 60 months when you finance. This amazing offer ends October 23rd. Visit them at 33rd and Pioneers to learn more on how you can fall for savings at Bonsall Pool and Spa.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, is in the building. Austin, Big Daddy, is up in here. This is old school.
First time anyone's ever called me that, in case you were wondering.
I'll call you that, man.
What about
You
Big
good.
Papa?
Yeah.
I don't deserve that nickname.
No?
I had a
Ooh.
sweeter left-handed swing, but fewer home runs.
Yeah. Well, we go ahead. We can just call you Big Daddy. It's all right,
Okay.
man. That's cool, man. You got to keep you up at night when you got night duty, right? You got battle.
plenty of that.
Yeah, good. Good. It's good for you. But a little NFL news, NFL talk. I was telling the Austin and DP during the break about when I got traded from Buffalo to Houston. And so it's way different now because trades happen during the season, but most of the action happened at the combine back then. And I've never been a tech savvy guy, but the only site that you could hear quote unquote NFL rumors, and they generally were pretty accurate because back then the combine was real closed off. So it would be like an agent coming out talking to Yahoo Sports or whatever. There was a website called kffl.com. So you'd hear college news. So that was where you hear about it. At the combine, Tennessee Titans had cut Eddie Robinson Jr., who made fame by getting into it with Deion Sanders last year. And Greg Williams was the head coach at the time. Very close relationship with Eddie. So then I'm like, man, I'm up for a contract, and I kind of knew, but you signed this dude. So that means I'm gone, right? Or potentially gone. Because at this point, I ain't splitting no time with no old dude. I'm thinking like, this dude old as dirt, man. Because I used to watch tape of him. Like, man, this dude can't even run no more, right? And, anyway, so he's in Buffalo, and they must have told him, like, you don't got to come up until, like, they probably communicated, like, you ain't got to come out until we, work out this trade with Jay. So my agent was like, man, you got to show up or else you're going to be thought of as a malcontent or a bad attitude dude. But I was hot. I mean, I was going off on him, going off on
fish grease hot.
Oh yeah, hot. Just hated everything. I mean,
Go ahead, Ayo. Do you think, bro?
Yeah.
Do you think?
I'm kind of picking up context.
Yeah. I was hotter than fish grease, and it was popping with no filter. I just signed, leased an apartment or whatever. Now you could break it for work purposes, but anything and everything, I was mad. I had to drive back. They owed me gas money. I was just hot. So, anyways, we had OTAs, and so Greg Williams was the head coach. So I worked out at like all the time before practice at 6:00. It was we call it the coffee crew. I didn't drink coffee, but I work out. Greg came in there, and I seen him in the weight room, murked out. Got done. I was going to the bathroom to handle some business. Walked past the training room. Greg seen me, walked out to the football field. We had an indoor facility. So finally, we go through like little meetings. We get ready. And I'm taped up, man. I think I taped my hands up like I was going to get in a fight because I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to punch somebody at practice just because. Just on site, just with no pads on, right? So I'm just mad.
The reason is they'll find out.
Right. So I've come out there taped up. We in warm-ups, or no, we're in the stretch line. Greg was like, hey, man, can I talk to you? And I'm like, yeah, you could talk to me. And so I got up, told he's like, man, I want to talk to you. He's like, look, I ain't been avoiding you. He's like, I wanted to call you last night, but I knew I'd see you today, right? So he kind of diffused it. But me and Greg had a good relationship. So he just put his arm around me. We walking and talking till we got kind of like out of the end zone. And we were kind of like in the corner. And we just talking. And I said, look, Greg, I know Eddie's your boy. I said, I get that. It's business. I said, I can beat him out blindfolded. But if it's going to, as long as it's even Steven, I know I'm going to end up starting. So you're going to have a decision to make. And he's like, yeah, I know, you do. Then he started going over how well I played. Man, out of nowhere, here come Tom Donahoe. I mean, this dude was teleported. He must have been looking, as I think about it, he had to be in the training room, like looking through the blinders, and they must have had it all figured out, right? Because Greg came out the locker room. And to Greg's defense, I'd went out there early. You know what I'm saying? And now I will tell you, he was in the locker room looking for me. So that's where he came and got me. Tom Donahoe came. I'll never forget. Look, for you NFL players or college players, this is not how you handle the situation. Okay? This is not how you handle the situation. Tom Donahoe ruined it. And he didn't know me very well or whatever, because he was always kind of like, he's an a-hole. So he comes up and he's like, yeah, he's like, you're a great linebacker, young, great year. He's like, Houston, he's like, to be honest with you, I didn't think you were going to be that good. And Houston needed to start linebacker. So we traded you for Charlie Rogers. And I was like, M&F for what? Right?
Yeah.
So I said this. Do you know what an F I am? I'm J. Evan Foreman. You this, and this. You going to trade. You think I'm not good? I said, oh, cool. Right? Greg was like, Jay, chill out, right? So I'm
Greg Williams telling you to chill is just a funny image.
But I'm walking towards Tom Donahoe, like, pointing at him. Greg's like, he's like, Jay, you can't do this. So anyways, I never got to practice. Literally went from there, and they had it all set up. Like, went up to Russ Brandon was the kind of GM, and the next thing you know, I'd signed the, like kind of like you're like that I wasn't like I was healthy or whatever. Next day I was in Houston. That quick.
Next day.
Dom picked me up at the airport, took me over to River Oaks, to Bob McNair's house. Then that was a culture shock. Right? Reggie Herring was Dom Capers and Reggie Herring. I get off the plane. I'll never forget this. 96 degrees, 90% humidity. Now, mind you, when I left Buffalo, it was 72 degrees and sunny, like today. So we go over in River Oaks, man, and I'm in, I'll never forget, I had some Air Force, that was when Air Force Ones was like, I had some Air Force Ones. I was looking clean, some jeans on and kind of like a plaid, kind of like dress shirt, because I didn't have my stuff was still in transit. I didn't have any clothes. I just kind of grabbed something that looked decent. Man, we roll up to Bob McNair's house, man. It was like something out of Get Out. He had a butler. He had a dude a white glove dude. Like when I rolled up to his house, and his house was like,
yeah, you ain't parking your own car.
Yeah.
That kind of party.
So we went up there, and they had a car. They had like us in a limo, or not a limo, but like an SUV. Man, you come out there, and they open the door. He got this. I'm thinking we're going to sit down and break bread. They're like, what would you like, sir? That type of stuff. But then Bob was cool with me. I think as he got older, he got a little sick. He lost his way a little bit. But, as far as NFL ownership, Bob was cool. It's either, I always say this, it's either the owner or the GM that messes up the team.
One has to be the other.
And when you think about New England, what made them dominant is they had an owner that let the GM, which was Bill Belichick, and the guys that was by name, and the head coach, Bill Belichick, they all had the same vision. Now, I think that's changed because once Tom Brady left, things look a lot different. Bill Belichick was going up there and saying, it's not Tom Brady, it's me. It's the system. It's the Patriot way. But when your quarterback is okay with the Patriot way, that means everybody else has to do it. If Tom Brady's getting coached hard and dressed down in front of the whole team, because there's time when they don't play well, he was just go off on Brady, and Brady takes it and takes the hard coaching and works hard. Nobody else can say anything. But when Tom Brady's gone, and you used to, you dogged a couple guys, people looking at Bill Belichick sideways.
It's tough times down. It's tough times.
Let me ask you, DP, as a GM. So, okay, say I'm Bill Belichick, you're Robert Kraft, right? Because Bill Belichick's essentially the GM. I'm close to getting Don Shula's record. Listen, I done made you a billionaire 5 times over. We done won 6 Super Bowls. We took this franchise to places never thought before. And what does he need? 18 victories. He could get it the rest of this year, and next year. Do you let me stay around? Can it be a deal where, okay, once you get to 348, you need to find somewhere else to go? Or do you say, you know what, after this year, go to
I'm gonna let him stay.
Right.
What he's done has that value. I can make it relative that Nebraska, if Coach Osborne was 18 wins, 12 wins, 14 wins from number one, stay as long as you want, bro. And to think of the good that can happen, you're already as close as you're going to get. Like, you have a dude that knows how to get there.
Right.
Then it's just a matter of changing pieces and parts. But yeah, let him stay.
Right. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to have to be different. But I think if Bill Belichick wants to win that 348, he needs to do it in New England. And I do think they can be better than what they are. I think he probably needs to address some stuff, obviously offensively. Defensively.
You don't want what happened to Vince Lombardi to happen.
Right. Where he's at.
He goes to DC,
right.
Finishes. Like, you don't want that to happen. You just don't.
And you don't want that on your consciousness as an owner.
Well, because the other side of it is that he could do with the Dick Vermeil thing and then actually go kill it, and then you look stupid.
And re-energize.
Really mad.
Right.
Like, really mad. Oh, wait a minute. That's terrible. So it depends on what it is. I'm loyal like that in the business side of it. Work being done, let him stay.
Yeah, and I think their fan base is there. I think he's going to have to make some huge changes, though. And it's no different than like when Frank was here. You're an iconic coach. You got to make some changes. You got to make it work. I would hate to see Belichick go somewhere else, but I think if he goes somewhere else, he cleans up real quick. He's not going to go somewhere where he has to start from ground up like he did with the Patriots. I think he's past that. Doesn't have the energy for it. So first 2 segments dedicated to NFL. At the top of the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to do Big Ten wraparound, then focus on what Nebraska coming out of the bye week needs to do. Northwestern, things look a lot different than last week. And then, does it change expectations, and where do you start expectations right in front of you, or do you try to prognosticate in the future? So Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, after a quick break, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road. Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through October 17th are pre-packaged brisket for just $4.99 per pound. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, stop by the grand opening of the 30th and Yankee Hill location on October 14th and 15th and spend $100 in-store and receive a free cooler of certified Piedmontese beef. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment,
We dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
It's fishing season. Bad actors are trolling your business emails, luring you and your employees to take the bait and steal your private information. Make sure your cybersecurity keeps your business from being the catch of the day. At Hamilton, cybersecurity is our business. We are experts at keeping your network and business information secure and off the hook. Contact Hamilton for a vulnerability assessment today. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Is this you? You feel the same way every day, and it's not good. You may think there's a magic pill that can fix you. There isn't. Limitless Male has found that the majority of men who admit they feel bad are suffering with low testosterone, which can cause these symptoms: low energy, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, low libido. Sound familiar? Get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. Your first consult is free. Insurance accepted.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, Burnt Pineapple, and Mango Tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over. Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Kreekak, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Quick segment so we can get back on target. Ooh. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. Watching people. What was that video game? Frogger?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's
Classic.
doing. Yeah, he's doing it on his bike.
On the back wheel. Doing it. Yeah, on the back wheel.
Hey,
rolled off the curb.
Don't let the Monday mayhem make you feel indestructible.
He'd have been like a mosquito on a highway.
You're right.
looking at the windshield.
Yeah.
Like, calm down, people.
It's always good people watching, car watching. It's good to get back. Got the crew back. So at the top of the 5 o'clock hour, we'll dive into the Big Ten because I think the Big Ten race and how things are shaking out looks drastically different based on last week's games. And it's a good discussion just because as much as it's changed, it still stayed the same for Nebraska. But I think there's even more opportunity if this bye week was won and there was growth in it and development. And, we'll see, in part, come, Saturday at 2:30. So Jay Foreman, DP, quick break, top of the hour, Big Ten talk, Husker talk, and then we'll turn it over to AG at 6 o'clock and DPE after that. So Jay Foreman, Austin, DP, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It takes a great game plan to win a football game each week, and right now, it's time to plan a trip to get a new car at Mullen Motors. Just like on the football field, there's a wall of defense on the way to Mullen Motors. 48th Street is under construction from Layton all the way to Cornhusker Highway. But the lot at Mullen Motors is full of tons of great vehicles to drive home this fall for the ultimate touchdown. Mullen Motors, still open through road construction at 48th and Walker.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and man, of the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this happening right now at Koppel. You have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right, happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with roof credit.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
What would you tell a friend who was on the fence about going to Limitless Mail?
I would tell them to go to Limitless today. Don't hesitate. You're going to second guess yourself on if it's the right decision. The staff there is amazing. The treatments work. I'm living proof it can completely change your life for the better.
Join thousands of men who have changed their lives with testosterone treatment. Slow down the aging process and live life. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Fall for savings at Bonsall Pool and Spa. Beginning October 13th, customers can take advantage of great cash and financing options on hot spring spas. Get up to $1,000 off a new High Life Collection spa or $500 off a new Limelight Collection spa when you pay in full, or get 0% APR for 60 months when you finance. This amazing offer ends October 23rd. Visit them at 33rd and Pioneers to learn more on how you can fall for savings at Bonsall Pool and Spa. Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness specialize in getting rid of people's pain quickly and permanently. For 31 years, they've been extremely successful with advanced techniques in pain relief using spinal adjustments and decompression, detoxification, diet and lifestyle modification, and more. They are fully equipped to handle the most seasonal athlete, weekend warrior, car accidents, strains, sprains, and more. Is there anywhere you're experiencing pain on your body, or are you fighting decreased energy and depression? Consult Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness first at 402-476-8619.
It's time to close out the 2023 high school football regular season right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and the Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman this Thursday and Friday for a doubleheader in the final week of the regular season. First up on Thursday, it's a matchup of 2, 3, and 5 overall teams as they fight for the final playoff spot. Miller North travels to Lincoln to face off against the Silverhawks of Lincoln Southwest. And then on Friday, it's a top 10 clash between Gretna and the Lincoln East Spartans. All that and more coming your way this Thursday and Friday for high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. Old School brought to you by the Mercado Certified Piedmontese Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop. 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill. Every type of meat and every type of cut. Big Ten wraparound time. Real quick, though. Last little NFL note. P.J. Walker from Temple. Matt Rule protege. Big victory. He said that Nick Bosa made the game personal for Cleveland. He said some things that a guy like that shouldn't say. You know exactly what Nick Bosa said.
Ooh, yep.
You know exactly.
Yep.
Nick Bosa is Nick Bosa. And if you don't know what Nick Bosa is about, all you got to do is just Google. So he definitely living that life. And, Cleveland was able to, get the upset victory. So, anyways, onward and upward to the Big Ten wraparound. The Big Ten is topsy-turvy, especially Big Ten West. I think the Big Ten East for the top three teams is business as usual. And the reason why I think the Big Ten West, the Maryland and Illinois game, I think affected the Big Ten West because Illinois still has life. Maryland is in a somewhat of a tailspin. Just a week ago or before this last game, there was a great possibility that Maryland could end up with 9 wins, right? A banner year for them. Now they're looking at the possibility of 7 wins. I compared Maryland to the team of when Austin and DP when you're playing spades. When they ask you how many books you got, I got 8. I got 8 with a possible 1. Well, Maryland, they didn't play spade. They didn't play their hand right. So now they're looking at only getting 7. So they overestimated, and they overestimated themselves and underestimated Illinois. What's your guys' thoughts on the Illinois game and the Iowa-Wisconsin game? Because both games obviously have Nebraska ties.
Do you? So what you said about Maryland and their possible record applies to
everybody.
75% of the Big Ten Conference.
Right.
In truth, that's the case. Illinois crapped the bet. There's no other way to say it. They crapped the bet against Nebraska.
Right.
What gives hope to that program is that they figured out a way to go on the road and get Maryland. I don't know what that means. Like, we don't know what it means. We won't know. We will go back, as you said. This is the weekly story, the weekly movie. And the cast of characters change every week. They have different personality profiles. One of two teams will have a different profile after this week. Nebraska or Northwestern will have a different profile. We'll talk about them differently. One in a good way and one in a bad way. Maryland has Northwestern in 2 weeks. So we don't know, is that a meaningful game? Is that a real threat for Maryland? We also won't know. We'll know after this week whether you look at Maryland coming to Nebraska differently.
Right.
So the Big Ten has done a really good job in its final version of this.
Yeah.
In telling the story and allowing people to have we still don't know what the Big Ten West is going to be. No idea what the Big Ten West is going to be.
Yeah, I think it's so much parity and whether you want to call it not so good football parity, all in the Big Ten West, that it's actually created excitement. So as much as the Pac-12 started out with a huge amount of excitement, it's starting to taper off. Oregon and Washington, and the way Oregon lost that game, Dan Lanning, as high as you were, you're down. Colorado losing to Stanford, a game that they needed to get to 6 or 7 wins, they had an epic meltdown. Washington State getting the brakes beat off them by Arizona, who kind of been knocking on the door against Washington and USC, took it out on Washington State. And then you had UCLA not playing well as either. So, then you look at the Big Ten West, whereas, like, I'm sure a lot of people thought, like, okay, Iowa lost their starting quarterback, one of their starting tight ends, one of their receivers. Yes, they got the running back, but the new starter had 100 yards and 90 of them went to the tight end. Wisconsin will be able to score 20 points and beat them. Well, it was a field goal contest. So Wisconsin was at home. It probably would have been Luke Fickell's signature victory in this, first year. They lost. It changed the whole dynamic of it. Wisconsin was the known favorite before the game kicked off. At the end of the game, Iowa's in the driver's seat. When you look at Iowa's schedule, they most likely could show up here 10-1. 10-1 by literally kicking field goals, playing defense, and special teams.
I just here's this is when people have that strength of conference conversation. I still say miss me with the Big Ten. I know Jay loves this, but listen, bro.
Not this year.
Yeah,
not this year. Last year. Yeah, this year.
Like
the Big Ten is I would probably say the Big Ten overall. They're like more replicated of the SEC. They're top heavy, and then everybody else is garbage.
I would.
They're
like I think Vanderbilt would win 9 games in the Big Ten West.
Possibly.
Like I don't.
They'd be in the mix.
Texas A&M not in the playoff. They would win the Big Ten West.
They'd be in. I mean,
LSU. Like you can go up and down the list.
North Carolina.
There's one bad program in the SEC. There's one bad program. The rest of them, if you put them. Come on, Michigan State, Illinois, Indiana. This is not good football we're talking about.
No.
So
it's a down year for the Big Ten.
The fact that, again, you want to know how iffy the whole thing is. We are actually in the space where we would ponder Nebraska getting on a win streak in the Big Ten Conference. Boy, that's
and not just Nebraska, but this Nebraska.
Yeah.
This Nebraska and every team in the Big Ten West has an opportunity.
Everybody has in the same thing.
Salvage their season by just not sucking.
Yeah. You just got to stay healthy and stay out of your own way.
So, yeah, it's interesting times. It's a big week. I mean, of course, you got the feature film in Penn State and Ohio State, which tells you more. But I would, when looking at this week's schedule, I mean, the SEC and the Pac-12 have schedules that I'm actually intrigued. They have games that I'm like, like even some of the also-rans are actually interesting. And, I mean, we're talking about Oregon State and Washington State as relevant.
Oh, yeah.
Like, whoa, what?
At this point in time, yeah.
Right.
I mean, especially Oregon State. They'll be around. Washington State, if they continue on the way that they're playing, they will end up being not ranked. And so, really, it's probably, like, as far as cachet this year, I'll definitely say it's Pac-12 this year. Like, with the most teams ranked and the kind of, like, the depth of it. Because when Arizona steps up, now Stanford has a new kind of profile. Then the SEC. Then I would say the ACC. And then I would probably say Big Ten because of the top three. But if you take the top three out, we're just like the Big 12. So it's a banner.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, again, in flipping it, that Duke being good changes the ACC.
It changes everything. North Carolina looks dominant. Miami's obviously kind of like that game. Florida State
Clemson
is right.
Clemson. I mean, that conference is a legitimate 7 deep, 8 deep. If you really want to go with the records, and then you look at everything else and you say, okay, what I hope from the Big Ten Conference is a great week, and I don't know what a great week looks like for the Big Ten Conference. Like,
there's got to be good football games, some sort of excitement. I mean, everybody's going to be focused on the Penn State, Ohio State.
But if you're the commissioner of the Big Ten, don't you kind of watch Nebraska and Northwestern with some hope?
I hope Nebraska wins.
Right? Like,
I hope Nebraska wins, and this is me saying it unbiased, because if Nebraska wins and somehow could be relevant going into that day after Thanksgiving game against Iowa, that changes the dynamic of the Big Ten West, because it's actually a national story, because you're the only thing on it, and there's actually everything on the line. You don't want Northwestern being relevant towards the end of the season, because once you get to the Big Ten championship, say Northwestern gets there, well, guess what comes up? Pat Fitzgerald, the handling of that, it's not a good look for the Big Ten. In the Big Ten championship, if you get a team that like Nebraska could get there in the last year, you can kind of dice that, you can dice that stuff up and it'd be something more sellable.
That's hilarious.
Right. But that's also what you want.
That's hilarious.
I'd rather have a good story to talk about than versus talking about a school, whether it's Michigan State or Northwestern, on my biggest stage, which would be the Big Ten championship. I do not want that clouding my bell cow, and possibly two, meaning one of them is going to be at home. So if it's Michigan in the championship or Ohio State in the championship, one of them's at home. I don't want any negative energy around that Big Ten championship, because I have to have a good showing by the team, and it's got to be all about one of those two teams. And the kicker is we're trying to get the second team in there. So Nebraska winning this game, and some other ones, start to fall off, is going to be better for the Big Ten.
Ooh, Jay Foreman, you just said some stuff, boy, right there. That the Big Ten, I mean, woof. That we're gonna. Everybody in the Big Ten West has a pimple. There are there are no clean spirits in the Big Ten West.
Yeah, but that Northwestern and Michigan State, them ain't pimples, dude. That's full-fledged, need a facelift. You do not want that on the national stage again. That stuff has kind of died off. You put that out there, that's a lot. That's not going to be a good representation.
So let me flip it from the outside of this market media. That if Nebraska gets on a roll, and Matt Rule plays them into the Big Ten West, right? At some point, the rest of the media asked the question, well, what was wrong?
What was wrong with what?
Nebraska?
Like prior?
Yeah.
That's not going to be a question. It's going to be all on what Matt Rule has done to right the wrong. You're talking about Northwestern and first of all, Northwestern even above Michigan State. Michigan State stuff is kind of like, that's Brenda Tracy doing her stuff, and obviously other stuff came out there with Damon Stoudemire and how she's now that will take care of itself, right?
Me.
that will take care of itself, because her pattern of doing this to coaches, when you're past 5, it's not just circumstance. This is what you were doing. Northwestern at the Big Ten championship is not even close to the story of what was wrong with Nebraska. Everybody knows what was wrong with Nebraska. The coaches would tell you when they asked coaches anonymously, when they were anonymous, they said it. When they would have remember that when they had the polls and they would talk about Nebraska, they would tell you exactly what's wrong. The coach and not the culture. But they wouldn't put their name on it because they know they'd be playing. I mean, you know who said it too. You just go right up. You just go right up 80 to 494, and stop in Minneapolis at Dinkytown, and he's about 5'11", used to play receiver, got a bald head,
So
and he's got energy out the wazoo.
Right, you know what happens that in the Big Ten media, right? Big Ten media, so conference title. All the coaches who aren't in the game become the media.
Oh yeah,
they become
the media. They'll be on the show.
And if you like, Flex got his own pimple. You think he's not going to deflect? You think that?
But ain't no pimple like them two. Listen. PJ Fleck will go out there with adult onset acne compared to what Northwestern's doing. He would go out there and say, "Listen, this is my pimple."
Oh,
but them dudes over there, that's real problem.
On, guess what Jay did?
Right. That's what they doing. Listen, I know I was late. Austin didn't take out the garbage, and he stole money out of your pocketbook. So, yeah, I mean, for the Big Ten, they're hoping a team gets on a roll. And what I would
who's the team of choice?
What I really like this is what I was just about to say. I really would like to ask the Big Ten commissioner, okay, if you had a choice, who would it be? Because
I think it's easy.
Let's be honest. Let's be brutally honest. Iowa showing up there against that is not what you want to see. I would probably say they'd say one in Wisconsin. And now they probably also want Nebraska because at least it would be some sort of. But Wisconsin, well, Mordecai's out for the season, so that changes everything.
Does it though? Because if you have Wisconsin there, you can say, "Hey, look, this was our home run hire of the offseason.
Right.
Luke Fickell came in here to make big moves.
Right.
He wants to modernize Wisconsin. Brought Phil Longo with him. Wisconsin's coming. They're going to compete in this new Big Ten.
Depends on what the offense looks like.
Well, the offense isn't going to be the same without Mordecai. But
if Wisconsin decides to go back and tries to play bully ball, then yeah, because then they would be something. Iowa, they don't want to see that. And Nebraska is the second. Who else is in the Big Ten?
What about Minnesota?
Yeah,
I can see an argument for them. If they
Yeah,
get on a run, they're consistent.
That would be.
But both Minnesota and Nebraska have had their heads handed to them by the teams that are going to represent the East.
Yeah.
Yeah, but deep timeout, bro. This game that's going to happen at the Big Ten championship is not going to be. This is going to be listen.
No matter who it is,
bro. Stop. Why would you listen? I'm going to talk directly to you, Austin. I'm going to just get what you call. Why would you on TV, wherever these cameras are, really up here with a clean conscience talking about whoever's representing the West? This is you do what you think. Okay, let me ask you.
What's the number?
What's the spread?
It's 18, 17 and a half, no matter who.
Oh, then I'm taking that.
No matter who it is.
Because here's why. Whatever team's in there, they making a statement.
And they're playing for something.
Yeah.
And they're playing for something great.
Yeah, so, starters don't even think about coming out. No hot dogs. JJ McCarthy, your girlfriend ain't coming because you playing.
Right. Just buckle up and ride.
Right. But I can tell you what, if Nebraska got there.
23 and a half?
If Nebraska got there.
24 and a half.
All I'm playing to that team is this dude brought his girlfriend on a road game and was kissing her by the third quarter. I want him punished to the utmost.
Yeah, but you could have punished him. You literally
No.
You could have.
Yeah, you could have, but you didn't. So that's why I'm just telling you. Listen, this dude kissed his girlfriend on your home field. I want him.
He didn't kiss nobody else's girl, did he?
No, he brought her on there.
He didn't kiss no Scarlets, did he? Because that's when you really got to fight. Like you got to fight.
No. Because they knew they were going to blow it. They felt they were going to blow you out. They brought their fourth team quarterback. And you and I know.
Yeah, that's
you and I know. Generally, teams travel with three. That's number one. So I'm just having a laundry list.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna have an NIL package like Greg Wood. We talking about Greg Williams. You think listen.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a little extra something. You're gonna have a little gift basket in your locker. Okay. Whatever number it is, what number is McCarthy? Number 9? What number is it?
I don't know this offhand. I should know this. JJ McCarthy wears
number 9.
Right?
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, he got to be sleep. I don't care who it is. I'm corner blitzing. I don't care if you give up a touchdown.
Each number.
I got to. Hey, night. I'm talking about. I want all heads to bet. We're going to a bowl game.
Who's going to do that?
I don't care. I'm taking. I'll go to the frat houses. I'll get somebody out the frat house.
You know what you can do? You go to Scarlett's, take him off his game.
No, he already bringing his girlfriend. The girl, he brought the girl with her. Had her on national TV. You didn't watch the game.
Well, send one of the basketball players over there.
Nah, man, that ain't gonna work, man. Listen, dude, that dude,
all of it's hilarious.
That dude just said, "Listen, I gotta go down here and play this game in Nebraska. You know I'm gonna be done at halftime. Is your mom and dad coming? Oh no, I'm accidentally rolling up on your ankle. I'm doing all types of stuff.
I just like
curfew check. Closets over there.
Hey,
like,
it's remember me.
Maryland back to you send Maryland to the west.
The way they playing, they lost to Illinois. The way they lost to Illinois,
yeah, but at least they battled against Ohio State.
No, they were fool's gold. You see, when Mike Loxley get mad, you know you ain't played good. And bro was still mad. This is what you messing up his crab cakes.
Ooh.
Mike Loxley ain't eating nothing. He messing around probably on going on an Atkins diet because he's mad because them dudes wasn't competing.
So here's the question then, Jay Foreman. You as media or as a fan, if Nebraska's in the Big Ten championship game, are you going? And then if you are, because I know you're going.
No, we going. Yeah, we're going. We there. And we're going to the bowl game. We there.
Are we drinking before the game?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We're drinking.
Okay.
I'm smoking. I don't know what you guys are doing. I ain't smoking no cigarettes.
I need to just at least have a mental plan.
Listen, the game is in Indianapolis was it RCA? It's not the RCA. It's
Lucas Oil.
Lucas Oil.
Yeah.
I'm in there with shades on.
Yeah.
Huskered up like a mug. They be like,
but you're wearing Husker gear.
Yeah, and the day be like, that dude, it's going to be a meme because that dude ain't moved all game.
Oh, yeah. It's just same facial expression the whole time. The whole time.
Yeah. And I'm selling it. We got progress.
Me next to him laughing hysterically.
Oh, yeah.
Just laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'll be the guy that gets caught.
You got to go.
I wouldn't go in as media.
But why would you not go to that game, though?
I wouldn't go as media. I would go as a fan so that I could say what I want to say.
But at the end of the day, there's not much you can say. You've exceeded expectations. Yes, you're going to be there, and you're there facing an uphill battle.
Yeah.
But before the season, if somebody told you that Nebraska's going to get in the Big Ten championship, you would be laughing at them.
I'm laughing.
There's no way.
I'm laughing at the thought just sitting here. Inside,
right.
I'm laughing like an elementary school kid.
It's an opportunity.
And the teacher said fart. Like that's how hard I'm laughing. How hard I'm laughing.
Here's why it's funny. Here's why it's funny. There's at least in the last 10 years, realistically, Nebraska had as easy or maybe or in some cases an easier path to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you could go back and say, well, you lost to Northwestern when you shouldn't have. You should have did this, and all you had to do was, like against Iowa at home. All you had to do was run out of bounds or stay in bounds, and you don't lose in last second field goal.
Not icing Wisconsin in 2016.
Right. All these different things. And here's a team, probably, if we looked at the roster, less talented, new regime, total like obviously restart, and these dudes go and y'all couldn't do it.
Where do you think they end? Where do you think this team ends up? Win-wise?
You would have to ask me after with Northwestern game.
Yeah.
Northwestern game is the gateway to heaven or hell.
I'm sticking with what I said before the season started. This team could win 8 games or 4. And
you said 4.
I
realistically,
I prefaced everything by saying this team could just as easily win 8 games or 4.
Yeah, Matt Rule said the same thing.
Like I don't. This is just the way I see it, and the hope is that it's 8 just for the ride. Just for the ride. I don't want to go through another 4-win Nebraska football season.
I think you see this a lot in basketball, and it's no different in football. And you see this actually with Iowa, right? This is why you got to respect Iowa. When you're in it, now granted, Kurt Ferentz is way longer in his tenure than Matt Rule, but in just take it as for what it is. There's a lot to respect about winning games that you're either not supposed to or just finding a way to win. Or finding a way to have a decent season, finding a way to be like Clemson, right? Everybody thinking like Dabo needs to go. They're going to mess around and win 8-9 games, and it's not.
Oh, they'll win 10,
right? But they won't even be in the national title hunt. They won't even be thought of to Clemson stand. There is something about that you know how to win because that will pay dividends later on down the road. So,
I had made a high school coaching career just winning the games we're supposed to win,
right? We're winning the ones, but finding a way to win, just to like Oh, well, you know what? Yeah, they're not as talented. You know, you see it sometimes in high school, you know, they're in a down year. Next thing you know, they go to the playoffs. They beat the first round team. They take the state champs into like a barn burner. Man, they actually had a really good year. I think there's a big like positive out of doing that. If you can do it, and Iowa's doing it this year. I mean, you got to think, what's Iowa's record? 6-1?
6-1. 3-1 in conference.
You can't tell Kurt. Listen, stop the 25-point talk, right? If Iowa goes to the Big Ten championship, there's no way that the new AD can fire Brian Ferentz. Because Kurt Ferentz, you fire him, you got to fire me, and you ain't gonna do that.
I hate the Iowa talk so much. I hate the idea that they get by. They just get by. But that's why we don't like them. That's part of the reason why we don't like them.
Yeah, Iowa's got that 1980 Chevy Celebrity, and you can't tell them it's not a Maserati. And it works. It gets them to A to B. They keep the oil changed. They get the filters, and they got good new spark plugs. And you know what Iowa does? Instead of going to get rims like that, you got to pay for, they just go to like Pep Boys and get the ones that you pop in.
Who's the country singer? Lyle Lovett. Lyle Lovett.
Isn't that the one that married Cindy Crawford?
Julie Roberts.
Or Julie Roberts, yeah.
That's what I think of Iowa.
Right.
I get it. You're talented, right? Yeah. You're talented.
He probably wrote a lot of hits.
Right. Okay. But Julia, bro, I want to high five him, but I kind of want to.
That was the Big Ten championship that they went to. Right. But see, that was the Big Ten championship for Iowa. Then they played Michigan State. And then after that, it was you never heard from.
And then she made a movie with Richard Gere.
Right. Then it was done. Nice to meet you. Good night. God bless. With that being said, that's the end of the first segment. When we come back, we got Husker news. We want to try to get some Matt Rules quotes. And then for all you Lincoln Eastites, right? Lincoln East Spartan Dogs, Spartans, Malachi Coleman making his first start. Got his first catch live on stage. What do you think? What the expectations are? The Gazelle is going to be unleashed. What would you do, Austin? Go deep first time? I would probably do. We're going 9 route. You know what I mean? So Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and Jay on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Member FDIC.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Allo communities.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
What would you tell a friend who was on the fence about going to Limitless Mail?
I would tell them to go to Limitless today. Don't hesitate. You're going to second guess yourself on if it's the right decision. The staff there is amazing. The treatments work. I'm living proof it can completely change your life for the better.
Join thousands of men who have changed their lives with testosterone treatment. Slow down the aging process and live life. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with VenueDelivered.com. One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
Elway Power Sports of Lincoln is kicking off October with Can-Am side-by-side specials all month long. Are you ready to rule the terrain on a 2023 Can-Am Defender, Commander, or Maverick? You call a play and score big with rebates up to $1,500 or financing as low as 1.99% for 36 months. From an open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am side-by-side that's right for you, and Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has them all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer ends October 31st, 2023. Certain conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Reading is an important key to student success. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Take your young reader to the library, get some great books, sit down and read together, and help your more advanced readers find books they'll enjoy on their own. Also know that most public libraries let you borrow ebooks that can be downloaded to your smartphones, tablets, or laptops.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Everybody says the quickest hours when they're on the show, quickest 2 hours, but we are on the home stretch. The crew back together. New daddy in place, Austin, Jay Foreman, DP, old school. Diving into the Huskers right now, coming off their bye week. They had their get together today. Probably had a little practice, and I think one of the biggest things coming out of the bye week is Austin? Do you have the depth chart?
I can get it real quick.
Yeah, get the depth chart. But we do know Malachi Coleman is one of the starting receivers.
Yes, he is.
DP, what do you think about that?
I mean, it's work. It's work. I mean, you're down 3 receivers.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, it's opportunity too.
Right? You're down 4. The bounce between your graduation at high school and week 4 is supposed to be the thing that where you jump, getting familiar, your body matures a little bit. I can say that when you looking at Malachi in high school a year ago and watching him up close, take the sideline before in pregame, his body's changed. His body has changed. He looks the part. Like he's still got some other things to do, but he looks the part. He doesn't look frail. He's running through drills like he's familiar. So, given the choices, and then telling me what you're trying to accomplish with the choice, it's Malachi and then Tyhan, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I have another question about the receiver group, but it's not Malachi focused. Malachi is added value. He adds a thing that Nebraska doesn't have, which is the ability to stretch. We haven't seen it. It's just based on what we know. What we know from him in high school is that we saw him stretch defenses. So we can imagine him at an advanced level in attacking defenses. Big arm quarterback, big, long, strong, 50-50 ball wide receiver gives you some options. And that he's able to hold his own in the run game by getting his body in front of folks and giving Harbaugh and Grant a chance to run by him. So, yeah, it's a great opportunity. The fans he's got their attention. How you use him, I'm not sure that this is the week to launch him in the passing game. I think he gets his reps on the field this week. But when you watch Northwestern defensively, this is one that Harbaugh, Grant, and Fedoni can eat Northwestern alive.
Right.
That's the focus for me, is having those three excel and then build it up for next week where you can kind of set Malachi free.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a step in the right direction for all three of them, but in particular Malachi, he's obviously the highest. I think he was the highest rated player last year in the state. So there was a lot of pressure and expectations for him to come in. I think, he had a little bit of, knick-knack injuries, during fall camp and, started maybe a little slow. But I think you also got to give him credit to, staying with it, right? And, give Garrett McGuire credit and then probably his assistant coach, trying to, staying on him and creating a path for him, when he had an opportunity. I don't think it was a coincidence that he was able to go in and look somewhat, not somewhat, more natural than what you'd probably seen before in the Illinois game. He had his first catch. Heinrich Harburg missed him on another one, kind of a 7-cut, towards the Nebraska sideline. Then Heinrich Harburg, didn't choose him to pass to him when he was wide open. So you're seeing him, finding the dead area, beating some one-on-one coverage, making a contested catch where you had to keep his toes in bounds, and look quite natural. And I mean, obviously he has a lot of potential, as far as being 6'4", 190 pounds, definitely can run 4.4, but he's, obviously developing as a receiver. So, between him, Doss, Jalen Lloyd, the time is now, when you combine, where you got to keep Billy Kemp healthy and keeping him, plentiful targets, you know what I'm saying? Because he's a guy that could be your tempo setter along with Thomas Fedoni. And then one of these guys need to step up, or all of them. It might be a game, one game where Malachi has a really good game. Next game, Doss. Next game, Lloyd. This is the time they have to play. This is the time they have to develop. But this also isn't a time. There is no turning back now. There is no 4-game type of deal. Dude, we got 6 games. We got a tremendous opportunity as a team. You three have a tremendous opportunity of essentially taking over the receiver room by what you do for the next 6 weeks. You could set yourself up to be the assumptive starter in all 3 positions next year by what you do for these next 6 games.
Yeah, there's a number that was pushed at me today, in that there are 11 active lettermen on offense. 11. There is 1 at receiver currently active. 1.
What do you mean by that?
There's one Letterman, one returning Letterman.
Oh, from last year.
From last year. On the active roster, there's one wide receiver who has a letter.
Oh, was that Tyhan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's substantial.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you got to think two of them are out for the season, so that would be
again the active part tells you that you're going into the meat and potatoes of your Big Ten season,
right?
With one Letterman as at receiver.
But at this point in time, there's a saying: once you play 6 games, you're no longer a freshman. You're no longer a sophomore. You're ready to go. It's not going to be perfect. You're not going to be all conference or all that. And if you are, great. But all the excuses of being young and all that you've been in games. You ain't gonna. There is no excuse, dude. I mean, look, dude, get open. I mean, come on, man.
Because it's that simple in the Big Ten. Hey,
well,
man.
I mean,
Austin.
listen.
Hey, Austin,
listen,
I got
right
some pads for you. Go get open this week.
Okay, let's look at the schedule. Listen, you're not playing Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Iowa, Wisconsin, Northwestern to end your season.
You're playing a team this week, a program that's been to the Big Ten championship 2 out of the last 5 years.
Correct.
And they got there defensively.
Yeah.
This is not Punch and Judy University.
Oh, I'm not saying it is, but they ain't Ohio State, Penn State, or whatever. And it's not as easy as get open. But how long are you going to sit there? That's why I always tell people, like when I coach kids, how long are you going to tell me that your kid's only 14? Because guess what? Next year he's going to be 15. Then he's going to be 16. So what happens when he's 19? You're going to be like, okay, you're going to start holding him accountable. This is an opportunity.
It's an opportunity.
You do not get this opportunity at every single place that you can go. Now, does that mean that you need to go out there and be Marvin Harrison Jr.? No, we're not expecting that. But you can go out there and compete. You should be past this. Like, oh, I'm going to go out there and just be okay with you kicking my butt.
I certainly hope that's the case.
Well, it better be.
I can have respect for the young man. I can be a fan of the young man. I'm also going to say that if I was lining up a freshman against Jay Foreman in his junior and senior year at the University of Nebraska,
I got an advantage, but this is no.
We're gonna
again,
look.
Now
we go to school.
There is no comparison when I was in college to any of these teams in the Big Ten. Not one comparison.
Okay.
All I'm saying is it's a phenomenal opportunity, and they can set themselves up by being productive, and it necessarily doesn't have to do with the numbers. It has to do with how you go about your practice habits. And here's what I was telling somebody about this today, and they're asking me about the team, but about the bye week and about this. Sometimes people confuse movement and moving around with progress. You see this all the time in basketball. There's a difference, and there is a huge difference. If you're going to practice, you got to be obsessed with trying to master your class. That means it's just a part. You're process oriented because the results will come out of the process. If you think you're going to go around and then all of a sudden, Austin, the coach is looking at me and I'm going to start moving around. You're just moving around, and then you're trying to dice it up as like you're working hard. There's guys that I told you about that was on the team 2 years ago that knew how to dice it up. That's why they never got over the hump. So you got a bunch of young guys that have nothing to lose. So just go out there with like nothing to lose. Nobody's expecting you to be like the greatest in the Big Ten. But then the only way that you're going to really jumpstart your development and get the confidence is really going out there and playing balls to the wall and competing 100%. Yes, you're going to get your butt kicked. But if you know what you're doing and you go out there and do it as hard as you can, then you'll start to say, okay, well, say you lose 30% of the time. Well, then it's going to be down to 20. Then it's going to be about a 10. Then when you step into the realm next year, you're really going through it. Because if you go through and kind of like tiptoe in what I call movement and just moving around, well, when it comes down to when you really got to do it, you're going to let yourself down. So essentially you just double down and it's going to hurt twice as much.
I like the young receivers. I like that it's a room filled with young receivers. I just also know that it's the Big Ten Conference. And
well, everybody,
it's just not the guys that beat out these dudes weren't blowing up the Big Ten Conference in the passing game.
Right.
That's not what it was. Now,
Right.
maybe we've broken the matrix and we have the 3 young receivers who are the perfect group to
Right.
come out and figure out, hey, it's Neo and it's what we were waiting for. Malachi is Neo. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to put that on him, but that's kind of what we're talking about.
It's not that, because it never was that beforehand. And
He's
that's
the one.
And that's not
He's
that's not what the defense, that's not what the team is built on. What do you need to fill a role.
He's starting to believe.
So then, like, Billy Kemp and I guess Fedoni in this running game need to and have to made strides through this bye week.
Big week
and when we get through there. This is a got to have it
big
game.
week for it. Big
have
week
to
for
have it, got to have it. This is what it is.
You nailed it in that it's an opportunity.
Yeah.
And we'll all cross our fingers and squint our eyes and say all the good things and hope that the young men, those 3 young men, have the moments that they've all been working their tails off for. Because they've been working. And it is a great opportunity. Opportunity, what you say, luck is when opportunity meets preparation. Here it is. I hope they're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, they just got to have a goal for themselves.
Yeah.
And listen, you got somebody going to deliver the mail now. I mean,
How about that?
I can be open and you up there throwing it over there to Gatorade.
man.
Hey, bro, we got to have some speaks. But so at the end of the day, you got to be goal oriented and process oriented when you're a young player at this stage.
Yeah.
It's not results oriented.
Yeah.
Because they're only going to need you maybe to catch one ball. They might need you to catch a 5-yard stop to keep the drive going. That's huge progress.
Make one big play, and I'm happy.
And the big play is your average play for these guys.
Yeah.
So good segment. We're gonna take a break, then come back, put a bow on this. We do have Amon Green 6-7 and Sam Horberg 7-8, not DPE. I stand corrected. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What would you tell a friend who was on the fence about going to Limitless Mail?
I would tell them to go to Limitless today. Don't hesitate. You're going to second guess yourself on if it's the right decision. The staff there is amazing. The treatments work. I'm living proof it can completely change your life for the better.
Join thousands of men who have changed their lives with testosterone treatment. Slow down the aging process and live life. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through October 17th are prepackaged brisket for just $4.99 per pound. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, stop by the grand opening of the 30th and Yankee Hill location on October 14th and 15th and spend $100 in-store and receive a free cooler of Certified Piedmontese beef. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Reading is an important key to student success. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Take your young reader to the library, get some great books, sit down and read together, and help your more advanced readers find books they'll enjoy on their own. Also know that most public libraries let you borrow ebooks that can be downloaded to your smartphones, tablets, or laptops.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Look, Nebraska controls its own destiny. There's no team on Nebraska's remaining schedule that they can't beat.
I mean, it's 50-50.
I'll take 50-50 from what we was talking about at the beginning of the season.
Well, like I said, don't sleep on Northwestern. I'm telling you that now because they won last year. They was a 1-11 team. They're 3-3 this year. I think this game right here is one of the most even games that we're going to see two teams play.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com. Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Best. Linebackers are the best. You said.
Come on, man. Bro, listen.
I love it.
Hey, man.
I love it.
Listen,
Jay Foreman gonna beat Jay Foreman. Like,
that's 24/7. Same old soup, just what's the point of changing? No, you always got to compromise and adjust. But when it comes to this football thing, ain't changing. When it comes to football, that's just in your blood, man. It is what it is. I mean, when you play football, you gotta be. If I was talking to the team, man, you know what I would tell them? And I have a mentor that I talk to, but I was talking to him. I have a cousin named Andre, and Andre a bad dude, man. I mean, Andre, he like one of them dudes. Like, you remember when LL Cool J had his workout? Yeah. He did it faithfully. My man is yoked up, right? Andre, he like a light switch. Like, you jump bad, and you're gonna be folded up in that little trash can over there. And the funniest story about Andre, I can't tell it, man, because
you got 60 seconds.
I will tell you this.
You got 60 seconds.
Tell you, somebody made Andre mad. I came in the kitchen, it looked like WrestleMania up in there. But I used to tell him about Andre. I said, Andre, you just need to be dangerous, right? And here's the thing about being dangerous, right? And this is why I always say, like, a team that's labeled dangerous is, and this is how you need to be as a person. You can be mild, you can be fun-loving, but a person that's dangerous can control when they have to turn it and go to 1,000% and be a savage when they need to. And this is what this team needs to be. You need to be dangerous right now. You need to take the mindset of, when we take that field, we're the most dangerous team out there, and you about to play the game the way we want to play. By our rules, our way of thinking, and then go from there.
I'm with you. Team danger.
Dangerous.
We will know early. But it's going to be a fun week.
Yeah, man, they should be all right. Listen, man, at the end of the day,
11-point favorite. Go beat them.
Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah.
You're going to have to earn it, but go do your thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, good Monday. Hey, man, he looked like the dude Kenny G. You seen him?
Right?
He looked like Kenny G. We just saw Kenny G's doppelganger over here at 11th and O Street. Come get him.
Yeah, like reach inside his blazer and pull out clarinet.
Yeah, trench coat. You better leave him alone, though. So anyways, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, welcome back. Amon Green is next. I think he's in the building or will be here.
No, he's streaming it.
Oh, he's streaming it. My bad. I'm all over the place. But we're out. We'll see you tomorrow. Holla.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for a night of epic fun without breaking the bank? Look no further than Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Join us for our late night special every Sunday through Thursday night and enjoy nonstop action with our Unlimited Fun promotion. Unlimited Fun includes everything you need for an unforgettable night out. Unlimited bowling, unlimited laser tag, and unlimited lucky putt mini golf. Show a valid college or military ID at check-in and get $2 off your admission. Visit the daily rates page at sunvalleylanes.com for complete details.
Sun Valley.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. For October, it's Pork Month. Enjoy all-natural boneless pork shoulder for $1.69 per pound, fresh pork belly for $2.99 per pound, and Fairway's fresh ham loaf mix for $2.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge